Alright guys, I'm pretty sure you've seen that I've popped the hood a few times at this point, and there's still squirrel sign. Well, yesterday, as I was running the rig, letting it warm up, I think the squirrel that was trying to live in here actually ended up in, behind the trash cans there in the old live trap. So we've disposed of that feller, and maybe we're done with the squirrel damage, but I still think that it's probably going to require us to get terrible lighting. I think it's going to require us to get into the engine bay here and clean out the old squirrel house, because I think maybe the smell of other squirrel attracts the new ones. I don't know. I'm just desperately grasping at this point. I want to move forward with mods, but I don't want to. Who wants to just throw money into a squirrel's mouth? You know what I mean? So we're gonna pop the hood right now and see if, since yesterday, has any squirrels been in there trying to reorganize and decorate. So let's do that. Well, I can't be 100% sure about this. Hope you didn't get dizzy swinging around there. Because I didn't clean it up too well yesterday. I might have to go compare it to yesterday's footage and see. Wind started to blow there. Didn't want you to get wind noise. And we'll see if that looks like the way I left it yesterday, because I probably should have cleaned it up better. It would have been easier to see. Anyway, the old girl, wiring, no good. I did the right thing and bought a brand new, cheapest one on Amazon wiring harness. So anyway, I didn't want to pay $800 for a new wiring harness from Ford just to have the squirrels chew on it, right? Anyway, hopefully, between the peppermint spray and the electronic ultrasonic howling device, hopefully we're done with the squirrel. But I'd have to go back and look. This has been happening for a long time. I think we're at the months now. We're gonna get in here, clean up the old house, probably peppermint everything, and we got the ultrasonic howler, and we have now relocated to a better place. I don't even know, 3, 4 squirrels, 5, I don't know. Can I get a 6? No, I think 4. Hopefully that's all of them that, feel like this is their house. But let's get into the cleaning up part, and maybe we can, Alright, so in the quest to be done with the squirrel, we're going to get the rest of this nest out of here. And that's going to require getting down into the things. So we're going to take out a bunch of stuff, air piping to a large degree, see what we can get to from there. Our wiring harness is toast at this point. We might go ahead and get into that and get that taken out. But we'll throw you into Star Wars speed, and we'll get to it. Hang on. got the intercooler tube off of the inside. The hot side, I guess you call it, the intercooler. Let's see if I can get some light up in here. This is as they always are. If you have one of these or know one of these, you know, that's our CCV crankcase ventilation. It's notoriously disgustingly dumping oil vapors into your intake, which is the way that Ford, you know, ran it. It's not wrong. It's not anything that's wrong. It's just, it's disgusting. And it makes all your fittings get all yucky and nasty. But overall, I mean, it looks clean. I was a little worried about the way that the filter was installed. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this out. We might even go ahead and do a CCV mod while we're in here. I don't have replacement O-rings, but we'll see. And then we're going to continue on with the other side. But I think that getting all this piping that we can out of the way is going to help us for a couple of things. One, getting the squirrel nest out of there. And the other, there's a fuel leak back there we want to get a repair on. So in order to get to that, getting that piping out of the way on the other side is going to help us. So I know, that's nice. I hadn't noticed that. I was wondering where some of this material was coming from, and that would be one place. The good thing there is I don't see where he's been eating the wires, but he definitely took some bedding material out of the insulation, which is thankfully just over the wheel well. But under the air filters, it's not what I wanted to see, because that means he's been in this part of the world, and that's a very important part of the world. But I don't see any damage. Right on. We got mud dauber nests and stuff up in here. This thing has spent a lot of its life sitting in a barn, a shed or something. But anyway, we're going to continue on. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. Anyway, got some really bad news. This is the first time I've had that boot off to the turbo inlet, and you know, to the best of my knowledge, we're not supposed to have play in any direction on our turbine. Oh, hang on, I'm trying not to turn you on your side here. Yeah, there's our turbine. Now, when I bought this truck last summer, I was told, got the KC Turbo S300, 360 degree bearing rebuildage, all that. So, listen real close. Let me get you in close here. Have a listen. Can you hear that? Get you closer. We got play. As far as the in and out direction, not so much. But side to side, we got play. We definitely have. I don't know, at least a few thousands that I can feel of play. So, I mean, I'm kind of new to the turbo thing. Pretty new to the powerstroke, actually. 7.3. Is that normal? Should I was of the impression that we're not supposed to be able to feel any play when we get in there and wiggle. And I can definitely feel some side to side. So, if you would, and you know more about this than I do, which is probably 98% of the world, get down in the comments and let me know. Look, I need to know, is this normal? Do I need to freak out? And I also need to know if it's not normal. Does that mean my turbo's junk? Do I need... What do I need to do? Tell me that. I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Now I got that to cook on while I continue the D Squirrel houseification. So here we go, back in the time warp mode. Let me tell you, this squirrel, or family of squirrels or whatever, they're better at making plans than I am. I mean, they were in here for the long term. Can you see up underneath there? That entire under the pedestal area is full of, I mean, they were draft proofing and winterizing. They're not kidding. I mean, everywhere under the wiring, it's just packed. And if you can see right there, see that line, little steel line running and making a little swoopy doo down to the left, and then disappearing into the leaves. Well, just down to the left, that's where the fuel leak is. So I'm guessing all these leaves that are near it are soaked in fuel at this point. I mean, this guy had goals, plans, dreams, and I'm dashing it all. You feel bad. I just hope getting all this out of here, keeps them out. At this point, I'm committed, to... Sure. I mean, there's things going on, but... God. A lot of... Too many things going on. I can't count them all. Okay, so with all that I've got going on, and I'm not an expert here. You didn't notice the name of the channel was Jack Wagon, so bear that in mind. My old CB handle, by the way. yeah, I think the smart thing to do right now is I'm gonna get my cell phone out and take some pictures of where the wires are going and things are hooked and connected, and that way when I just keep ripping things out and cleaning out leaves, at some point I can I can remember that I took pictures of it, hopefully, and we'll get that done. Anyway, take pictures when before you tear everything out. That'd be the smart thing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna learn a thing from the squirrel and plan ahead just a little. Alright, well, I don't really have a great plan, but I think as I'm poking away down in there with that vacuum cleaner and there's a bale in the valley. I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking out the crisscrossy pipe that feeds the intakes, it goes out and back in and down, and that one. Whatever you want to call it, X pipe, Y pipe, crisscross pipe seems appropriate. If I'm saying the wrong thing at any time in this video, go ahead and jump down in the comments and let me know. Tell me all about it. It's an unregulated forum for thought that's being widely underutilized. But it occurred to me that I'm going to start pulling plugs on electrical things and doing stuff that I probably should yank the batteries before I, melt an IDM or something like that on accident. So that's what I'm going to do next. I also need to change the battery on this camera, apparently. And we're going to continue on. We got using the ancient counting fingers. Well, we got a few hours of daylight left. We got a light right there on the garage if we need it. I hope not, because I gotta go to work tomorrow. But this is just getting deeper and elbow deep into this project. Oof. Let me ask you, have you ever gotten to this point in the project where, you started off with a vehicle that would start and run, and now you're looking at a pile of pieces on the ground and you're nowhere near done, and you're just thinking, what is wrong with me? Yeah, that's about where I'm at right now. But go ahead and like and subscribe and see what comes of all this, I guess. Appreciate you watching. Let's keep tearing pieces out. Oh boy, it's It's gonna be a really late one tonight. So, in order to install our new riffraff plug on our intake air heater here, as you can see, we're kind of in the middle of, taking things out, wiring harness, everything else. But this seems like a good enough time to go ahead and delete on this. So we're just, that was 10 millimeter positive wire off. That's running over here from the intake air heater relay, and then there's a ground wire separated. See, there's an insulator that separates them. So once we get that loosened off and pull off our hot wire, basically positive, then we pull the insulator, pull off the negative. It's just grounded down there to the head. Can you see it? It's hard to tell. Black and greasy. And then we'll get into we can just unscrew that. It's about a 1 inch or so. I don't know. I use the that wrench to hold it steady. I'll use a 10 millimeter socket to pop that loose. And then I see people measure, they'll pull it out and measure on it and say it's this much percentage of obstruction and your airway and etc. Well, I mean, we got the pipe off. You can see if we just, get you in there. I mean, that's how much space it's taking up, Is it causing swirl and turbulence and all that? I mean, that's a significant amount of the airway that's got that heating element stuck in there. And, in referencing all the qualifications that the computer wants to see before it will even fire that heating element up, I bet you that thing has never fired up, and judging by what we just saw scooching the camera up to it, it doesn't look like it's ever been fired. So deleting on that, no reason not to. It's obstructing airflow, at least. I mean, maybe it's not 30%, but it's more than 0% guaranteed. So getting it out of there, a non-functioning item obstructing the intake airflow, why not? Just pitch it. So we got the riffraff piece that I haven't even unboxed yet. Anyway, let's get back to pulling things out. Okay, on third thought, this is kind of neat stuff here. Let's have a better look. So, I mean, Squirrel, there's that. That's really kind of what we're doing right now. 2, why did they make the wire that long? Is this an aftermarket? 3 point, look at that. Just look at it. Have a look at that nut. That nut. Focus on the nut. That nut is retained on the end of that wire. That is a seriously over-engineered wire. I mean, focus here. I'm shocked. I was watching for that thing to fall off. I mean, that's tooling and stuff. Yeah, anyway. So, positive, we'll just pop that over here for now. And then we slide off the next piece. And that's that kind of porcelain ceramic insulator there that separates the positivity from the negativity. It kind of makes you wonder what, well, I guess with the rubber boots it wouldn't be ground. Yeah, okay. So, second well engineered piece. And then it's just a matter of, I mean, the thing's not even tight in there. I don't really understand what's going on there. So it looks like we got a copper crush washer here. And then we'll just set it in there, and maybe I'll take it back. Maybe it has fired up in its life. I don't know. At any rate, we'll not be reusing that. But maybe we'll stick it in, you know, somewhere in the wonderfully organized, itemized catalog storage. Anyway, are you comfortable? You need something to drink? Grab me a beverage. There's some folding chairs somewhere in the pile of stuff. And let's get back to taking things apart. Alright, well, I got a little nervous, you might say, as I was popping and pulling and taking things off, because I got to get down here. I mean, I got to about here. It's like, okay, if I pull the mounting bolts, this should come out. And then, you know, we got that and that and that. We gotta get off of that end of things. I think that's all that's down that leg. Then we got one of these that runs clear over to someplace under there. Guess we gotta maybe pull the battery and figure out where the heck that's going. Where is that? Is that this one? That's not that one. This might be. Anyway, so I thought I'm gonna cheat a little bit and pull out this. I'm trying to think who even made this. This was literally the cheapest thing that matched the part number on Amazon. It's like JDM Speed or J something like that. Anyway, I bought it myself. Whoever they are, they didn't sponsor me. But I'll be honest, I was expecting a lot less nice lookingness. And there's that cable that's running clear over to someplace. Is that the one? It's got a connective revolver anchor point. No, that one's just going to the body ground. That one's going down there somewhere. Maybe it's bolted to the bottom of the battery tray. That's great. You gotta pull the battery too. But anyway, I was just looking at the The over-engineered intake air heater bolt. Yeah, well, we get to do away with that before we even start. The only thing that I see that is maybe concerning a little bit in my undersized brain is that maybe, I think in their description they did say, you know, we use really good quality wiring so we can make it smaller. I don't know. The wires on these relays that are running off different colors are definitely heavier gauge looking wires. Just for instances, it's a yellow, black, and blue that goes to white. What are you doing? Fusible link. Yeah, it's, I don't know. That's a White Rogers relay there. I might just, we might go back with, well, yeah, we got blue, pink, and green. I don't know. But it looks like all the connect-em-a-bobs and watch-em-a-doodles are there to do the stuff. Where's the other big? Oh, there's not one. There's only one big clonk on an end, and then there's two of those to go into your under valve wiring harnesses. Anyway, if you're not into powerstroke engines, you definitely are not watching this deep into this video, are you? If you are, I'd really appreciate, oh, kick the tripod, if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, see what else we end up doing here. This is obviously going to be more than one video, probably well beyond daylight, so I chug away some more and we'll pull you in whenever I see something you might want to look at, or I might want to show you. That's probably more accurate. Alright, well, let's see where we're at here. We got, you know, a whole bunch of stuff out. We got the octopus. That's fun. Good news is, we got a lot more room now to get down to things. Like I said, we got just stuff everywhere. And we got, actually I'll probably pull that bracket there because that's going to make it a lot easier to do the fuel system upgrades. Get rid of that ground wire. Yeah, this is actually going to work out pretty good, because we'll get a much wider, opener valley. We can get, you know, this I got a feeling. I mean, we got some sunlight left, but I got, this ain't the only thing in the world. Got stuff to do. So I think, though, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm a little concerned to leave too much open with the squirrel possibly, trying to come back. But I think what I'm gonna do, well, let me tell you a little bit about what I found so far. So far, what I found is our main cable. I got in there, and I don't see anything that looks burnt or bad or anything like that. So that's really good news. We like that. And then on our cables going into each, see, this is where it plugs into the valve cover harness, under the valve cover harness on each side, which is what runs your glow plugs and your injectors. It's kind of important. Nothing looks burnt or bad there. So I think what I might do is go find some masking tape and just go over that to keep junk out of there, because we're gonna still keep cleaning. And I think, like I said earlier, crisscross pipe, whatever you want to call that, it's coming, and then back in, and then we're gonna probably go ahead and rock that out of there. That'll give us all the room to get up under the turbo, get all this leaf bedding material out. And then I have a box of goodies that I wanted to install anyway. And while we're down this deep, I want to replace the fuel lines. I got, at least, I haven't even opened the box, so there should be in the box some riffraff braided fuel lines. And then riffraff's fuel return FRX thing that comes back and makes it a flow through head for the fuel and gives you a return using the factory return line, which is what that is. And as you can see, the last guy, he told me, he said the upgraded stainless steel braided H-pop lines, and that's what I see. So that's there, that's good. But anyway, that's my thoughts at this time. I think maybe we'll plunge in here and get some more vacuuming done while we got it at this point, and then we'll take the crisscross piece off and this bracketry right here, and we'll see where we're at. I'm not as young as I used to be, and this bending over the grill of the truck on a ladder, which incidentally, that was there when I bought it, but it's getting worse from me leaning on it, so yeah, that's fine. Anyway, now you know what I know. We've got half the pieces that go into the hood peeked out over here on the floor. And tomorrow's a work day, so just keep taking more pieces off. We'll find somewhere to slide them up underneath the Suburban, something until next weekend if we have to. And we'll probably have to. I don't know if y'all realize what I'm doing for you here. So for these fuel line replacements, where we're coming out of our fuel bowl, let me get a little light in here for you. And down here, you see where the fuel lines are coming out. There's these 3 studs, 1, 2, 3. They're holding in this bracket, which, you know, hindsight being 40/64, now that I've got it out, I see that you could go, you know, swivel up, out, and out. But I just fought this silly thing, and you know, the useful tool, you know, it's my fault. I should have replaced that years ago. Broke that on a power steering pump on an Econo line, and that one, it worked, saved the day. But yeah, no leverage on a stubby wrench. It's just, you know, finger strength. Anyway, I didn't really have to take that bracket out. It just, you know, I thought, well, it'd be nice, give me a better filming angle and, you know, get you a better view when we get in here to the fuel lines. But I mean, it didn't have to come out. I did that for you. So, oh, sorry about shining a light in your eye. So, just wanted you to know, and a feller that would do you a favor like that, you know, he'd probably appreciate it if you go ahead and click that subscribe button and maybe throw a like down there. We're losing light. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful sunset over the neighbor's house. Losing the light. We're gonna have to kick the old porch light on. It's bound to be dinner time soon. And, well, we're a lot closer to started than we are to finished under this hood. As you can see, we got old octopus, you know, the air sucker lines, the air cooler blower lines, and I keep saying it. I'm going to go ahead and pull the X pipe out, crisscross pipe, whatever we call it. And then, yeah, we got a little play in the turbine, which I'm not even going to think about that. Basically, I don't think we're going to be going for a test drive tonight. It's January the 9th, I think, today. So hopefully we can take a test drive while it's still January. But tomorrow starts a new work week. And my job that actually pays me, it's like 12-hour days. I won't have time for this. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know. I was doing you a favor. Do me a favor. Click the like, subscribe. And I'm going to keep on going. Don't know why. Okay. Oh, sorry about the light in your eyes there. Well, here's what we've been doing. We got, did you even know that your valley is that deep? I mean, look, it goes way down there. Now, we still have half a bale of leaves. I don't know if you dozed off during the hyperlapse or if I even put it in there. We already filled that thing up. Packed. Dumped the bale in the trash. And, I mean, we got, you know, there's more. There's plenty more. In fact, it's kind of packed in there, gooped in there. And we got oiliness here, which, you know, that's your H-pop, high pressure oil line going into your head. I think, though, that the oil is actually coming from that boot that, you know, was there. because of all the oil that comes from there. So anyway, I haven't forgot that we got some play in our turbine. It's been gnawing in my brain. But we still got leaves, more leaves right up there under the turbo. So I've been trying to talk myself out of this, but nope, it's gonna happen. I know, you're like, you keep saying that that's gonna come out, and it's still in there. Well, that's next. Try to figure out a way to get you a little closer to the action, but I mean, I got a tripod, you know, or I got a smaller tripod, or I got, you know, my hands. So that's it. I wish I had something I could turn you upside down and hang you from the hood here, but well, I don't. So anyway, that's enough stalling and rambling. I guess I gotta get back to it. All right. Was it 5/16, 7/16? That was probably 5/16. Top one. Let's see. Here, 7/16, right? Deep as well. Is that loose? It's 10 millimeter. That's why. Yep, that's the one. Okay. We'll start with that top one because it's on top. Looking right here. I am destroying the grill of this truck. I wonder what Garth Brooks is doing today. He's probably on tour or something. Bronx and blood. Nope, it's not a rodeo. Get out of there, you. Come on. No, you don't want to. Easy does it. There we go. That one on the bottom is going to be a fun one. Yeah, that's going to be the most fun. Marty, do you understand? Just a regular V-band, whatever. Other on top, maybe that'll make it better, you think? Maybe we'll just crank on that one for another 10 minutes. I wonder what it'd be like to have power tools. You worry about it. You don't need power tools. You gotta buy batteries all the time. Well, I mean, I guess unless you don't have wrist mobility or something. We'll take out the bottom one on this side. Loosen it, you know, a half a mile past where it's sane to do so. Get it out of there. I should take that move sensor out of there before. took the bottom one over. Let's see the top one over here. We got it at an angle. Almost doesn't work. I'll just keep loosening it beyond reason. Because, you know, looser is better when you're trying to take things apart. Get out of there. Look at that. Oh, let me show you. That's kind of part of the reason I took it apart, was to look at things like that. Look at that little bugger. Why? I hate squirrels. I kind of could see where he was doing it. Just a little bit on the other one too. Can you see that over there? Great. I think I want to get the rest of that boot out of there. I don't know why. Just because. Being me. I don't have a reason. I just want to move it out of there. Yeah. I think I'll feel better about it that way. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, whoa. Perfect. CCD mod, I think. This really makes me want to pull the intercooler out, degrease it, a little air to air, you know. Because I got a feeling that it's got quarts of oil. The tank looks nice and clean and shiny and oily. Oh. Alright. Can you see that? How about now? Can you see it now? So, intake. It looks clean. Somebody wrote in there. What did they write 67 about? I think we're, oh, I got a little bit of leaf dust there. Look at that. It's got the riff-raff plenum reinforcing inserts in it. I can't believe it. You see what I'm seeing? Can you read that? Riff-raff diesel performance. Well, somebody loved on this old gal a little bit. He didn't even tell me he did that. So here's a question for you. All you 7.3 aficionados, if you're hanging out with me this long, you must be. Tell me something. I got any other, like the big trucks I drive at work, and even my Hondas with the direct injected gasoline engines. You're supposed to, you always hear about intake valve service, cleaning out the intake valves, and they'll pop off the intake, clean them, get to the back side of the valves and squirt them with brake cleaner and scrape them and clean them, and there's stuff you buy, I think CRC stuff that I spray into my Honda intakes. So I never ever hear anybody say anything about cleaning the intake valves on these engines. So is that not a thing, and why is that not a thing? I really appreciate somebody, explaining to me why that's not a thing that I ever hear anybody talking about on these engines. Because it seems like, it'd be the same as any other. Especially with all that oil you're dumping through that silly old thing. I mean, there's oil running through there for sure. There's oil just sitting there. You see that? Just sitting there. Yes, over. He looks all right. Yeah. Anyway, as you can see, we're about 2/3 of Squirrel house taken out. Now I see why he kept coming back to this thing. He had a lot of time invested in this. So I'm going to try to find something in here to cover up my intake flames and then get back to vacuuming. So, yeah, if you know why we don't clean intake valves on these things, or at least we're not public about it, let me know. Leave me a comment. I appreciate it. Thanks. Well, I don't know about y'all, but at this point, my lower back. Well, I mean, I sit in a chair and look out a window all day for a living. This is, I'm about done, I think. So, let's kind of review. So at this point, I think it's a good spot to wrap up our video. We've got the Squirrel house removed. We got a bunch of pieces not in the truck. We got our new harness, and while we're out at this point, we're probably, we got directions to go from here, but this will be the end of the squirrel story, I do believe, because oopsie, just fell off the ladder. That's fine. Where we're at in this story is we're gonna spray down what we got over here with some of that mighty minty stuff, and we did leave the Squirrel squealer installed on the battery, even though we disconnected the battery from the engine. Oh Lord. There you go. If you can hear that, you're probably younger than me. Anyway, we'll flip that on. We'll mighty mint the whole thing. We'll flip that on. Close the hood. Put these, put those parts away for later, because kind of out of time for this weekend. And then we'll edit this up. This will be the end of the squirrel video. Next, we've got a lot of things to do. We've got play in our turbo and our compressor wheel reaching in there and side to side play. That's not good. We've got good news. We got the inserts, the stiffener inserts in our intake plenum. I don't know. In the intake. And we got a brand new wiring harness octopus that kind of mostly matches what we need, I think. Relay boxes look a little bit different, but you know, I don't believe I really had any issues with my old relay boxes. The fact that she did start at, well, it was I think 4 degrees, makes me think that, you know, glow plugs were working once the batteries were charged. Anyway, I could just ramble on, I guess, all night, really, but there's no point. I've been thinking in my head silently out loud to myself, if you couldn't hear it, about some things. I'm gonna get online and look for a turbo rebuild kit, maybe that bearing needs. The guy I bought it from, you know, he said that it had that. How long ago did it have that? Did they do it right? Is my housing shot? Tell me what you think about that. I don't. That was one thing that you know, that was advertised, is that KC Turbo S300 kit was already installed and the 360 bearing rebuild in this. And I'm guessing that probably happened about the same time as the pedestal delete, the EBPV delete. So I have to go back and look at, see when he said that happened. But we got our HPX line. We got that. That's upgraded part. The inserts and the intake plenums are upgrade part. Our braided H-pop lines are upgrade part. So we got some upgrades, which is nice. We want to maybe do the CCV mod. Maybe 100% want to do that. While we're this far torn down, I'm going to think, you know, to myself about what I want to do. Anyway, that's about all I got for today. Tune in next time. Click like, subscribe, and I can only imagine this is going to be a super duper ridiculously long video, or else I'm going to edit almost everything out. One or the other. Either way, if you're still here, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, share with other people that like this sort of stuff. And I'm gonna take my pumpkin spice shirt wearing self in and eat some dinner, get all cleaned up, and get ready for the work week. So have a great week. We'll see you soon.